Okay, good morning YouTube. I'm Dustin Cormier and you're watching How to Rock a Campfire. Today's lesson is going to be on how to play Pinball Wizard by The Who. Okay? Now obviously I know that this is a very, when they play it's a very electric guitar heavy song and, you know, Keith Moon's blasting on the drums and stuff. I find that this is a perfect style of song. If you can really get it down, this is a perfect song to really blow some people's minds with just you on your acoustic guitar, okay? This is kind of one of my signature songs, I guess, that I usually play for people. So, mostly what Pete Townshend is doing on a lot of this chords is he's playing with the suspended fourth, okay? So, the first example I'll show you is he starts off with the B suspended fourth. Now you're going to do your B style chord. There's no cheating, by the way, with this song with a capo, okay? You have to do this just like Pete Townshend does because there's so much going on that you couldn't just use a capo in it. What he's doing for that first chord, okay, that's a suspended fourth. We know that if we have our A, okay, we know that this note right here, the second fret of the B string, that's the C sharp, okay? C sharp is the third of A, right? A, B, C sharp, 1, 2, 3, do, re, mi, okay? So that's the C sharp is the third. If we stick our pinky out to here, that's the fourth, okay? And that makes our A suspended fourth. And that shape, that sound of the suspended fourth is going to come through with throughout pretty much the whole song, okay? That's how they do it, right? So what he does for this first B7 suspended fourth is he's basically making the same chord. He's going from that suspended fourth on the B, and then he's bringing it back into his B, into the B, okay? The regular B. So he starts off in B suspended fourth. Ever since I was a young boy, I played the silver ball. And then he goes to the A suspended fourth. From Soho down to Brighton, I must have played them all. And then for this next one, he goes to the G suspended fourth. What I like to do is I'll play, you'll do your G chord by having your third finger on the third fret of the E, right? The third fret of the E string, and then your pinky on the third fret of the E string as well. So they're both taking the low and the high E. Try to have the fat part of your third finger go over. You'll notice that when I try to play my second fret, the fat part of my third finger is killing off that note so you can't hear it, okay? And so you just don't want to hear this A string at all, because what he does is he's playing like a C chord on the top with the G still on the bass, okay? Just kind of like a G suspended fourth, okay? Because C is the suspended fourth of the G, all right? And so that's what he's doing. You'll notice that if you do a regular C chord, you've got your first index finger on the first fret of the B string, and then you've got your second finger on the second fret of the D string. Well, you're going to do that, except that you're also going to have the regular part of the G, as I said, with the third finger on the third fret of the E, and then the pinky on the third fret of the high E, okay? So you're going to start on that chord, and then hammer on into that G suspended fourth, and then back to your normal G, right? So that's what you're always doing, is going from the suspended fourth back to the regular chord. From Soho down to Brighton, I must have played them all, but I never seen nothing like him in any amusement park. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid. Sure. For the F sharp part, I just usually do a regular F sharp, and then it goes into the seventh, right? Sean plays a mean pinball, and then he goes into something where it's so The Who, you know. It goes B, B, A, D, E, okay? B major twice, then A, and then D, and then E, okay? That's how he's doing that. Bam, bam, bam. Becomes part of the machine, feeling all the bumpers. He always plays it clean, plays by intuition. is the chorus part, right? So we're going to go from E, F sharp, and then B. Now it's all very fast. This is something that hopefully you can play bar chords really fast, because this song is all about the bar chords, right? What he's doing is he's an E, F sharp, B, E, F sharp, B. A pinball wizard's got G, such a supple wrist. And then this is what he's doing for the next part, okay? You're gonna take, you're gonna go from your D, you're gonna take this second finger off, and you're gonna put it on the 3rd fret of the A string, okay? And that's what makes, it's like a D suspended second with the C on the bass, right? How do you think? And then the next one is you're gonna go from this strange C chord, then you take your second finger off, you take your index off as well, and you put your index on the second finger of on the 2nd fret of the A string, okay? And you're not hitting the E string at all, the low E. You're not hitting that at all as you go through this, okay? How do you think he does it? I don't know what makes him so good. And then he goes back into the B after that. He ain't got no distractions, can't hear no buzzes and bells, right? Hear no lights flashing, plays by sense of smell, always gets replayed, never forgets it all. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. B-B-A-D-E. And then it goes back to the same thing. Back to the first chorus with different words. I thought I was a bally table king, but E, F sharp, B has such a G to the D. And then the next verse, it starts in the D instead of the B. And then they change the vocals to a lot higher. Hopefully I'll be able to do it. That's when he goes to the D part, right? Even on my favorite table, he can't beat my best. His disciples lead in. Oh, sorry. His disciples lead in, and he just does the rest. He always gets a replay and never tilts at all. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. Okay, so, and then the next part, okay, it's gonna go D, right? To D suspended 4th to the D, then C suspended 4th to the C, B suspended 4th to the B, or I'm sorry, B flat, excuse me. B flat suspended 4th to the B, and then A suspended 4th to the A 7th, and then sure plays a mean pin, then D, C, F, and G, okay? So that's the next part for that, you know, down, 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 down. D, C, F, and G. Okay, that's the chorus part for that part of the song, and then they just kind of pooch it after that. So, you know, Pete Townsend, man, he's a brilliant songwriter. Very, you know, it's all about the chords in this song. It's very pumping kind of song, and so you have to be really on your game in order to play this song. And I guess I'm just going to go through it to show you guys exactly what I mean by that. And, yeah, so I'm going to play the song for you guys now. This is Pinball Wizard by The Who, written by Peter Townsend. Ever since I was a young boy, I played the silver ball. From Soho down to Brighton, I must have played them all. But I ain't seen nothing like him in any amusement park. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. He stands just like a statue, becomes part of the machine. Feeling all the bumpers, he always plays it clean. He plays by intuition as the digit counters fall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays plays a mean pinball. I thought he's a pinball wizard, he has to be a trick. A pinball wizard's got such a supple wrist. How do you think he does it? I don't know. What makes him so good? He ain't got no distractions, can't hear no buzzes and bells, casino lights are flashing, plays by sense and smell. Always gets a replay, never tilts at all. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. Yeah, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. I thought I was a bally table king, but I just handed my pinball crown to him. Even on my favorite table, he can't beat my best. His disciples lead him in, and he just does the rest. You know, crazy flippers, I've never seen him fall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. So that's Pinball Wizard by The Who, written by clever old Peter Townsend. You gotta love him. Lots of energy for that song. Hopefully you guys can do that one. Great song to play when you got a few drinks into you. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I'm Dustin Cormier, and I'll see you on the next one.